Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aries Lovescope for March of this year, 2018. We're going to be reading into what is going on in your love life, Aries. Whether you're single or you're coupled, this is the reading for you. And of course, I will separate the singles and the couples within the reading so you know which one exactly is for which. Because as we already know, couples and single people go through different things, but love is love, right? So I want to make sure you guys both get the attention you deserve. I will show the cards. I'll show pictures of the cards that are pulled simply because, well, I just wanted to do this real quick for you guys. And I don't have the, well, my camera right now is tripping. So I won't be able to do any actual footage of me shuffling the deck and all that stuff until later. I'll do a mid reading once my camera has been fixed. So once that happens, you guys will be able to see me and I'll be able to see you. Well, not see you, but you know, in spirit. So anyways, usually I don't use the tarot. I usually just do it by intuition for the horoscopes. But for the love scopes, I have these really beautiful cards. Those on my Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, you've seen it. I posted the cards. I am not good with French. I'm more Spanish, Arabic, English, patois. I can speak all that, but I cannot do the French very well, but I'm gonna try. So, le tarot des Femmes Erotiques. See, I even put the Spanish in there when I tried not to. But anyways, I'll show a picture to let you guys see the cards because they're so beautiful. They're beautiful cards. So anyways, without further ado, Aries, let's see what to look forward, to for this month. Well, in March, because I'm reading right now in February. So for March. So I'll do a pass energy to collect all the rest of the energy for February, for this ending few days of February, and then the rest of the energy for March for your love. So let's get started. So starting out for the singles, for all single Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, mainly Sun and Rising. So you might have been dealing with some strife in the past, or at least for this remaining, or the tail end portion of February, there may have been some strife. There may have been some confusion, or just not feeling like you're being appreciated, and for all that you have put in, all the work that you've been putting in to stabilize a particular relationship that you wanted, that you actually saw something cool in. But the card is reversed, so I'm feeling like you've either came out of that feeling of just like looking back on it and being kind of resentful, even though that's not necessarily the word I want to use, but for the lack of a better word, you were kind of like looking back on it like, ugh, like I could have did better. I just could have did better. I could have did differently. So you're coming out of that. That is no longer the feeling. You're no longer feeling um, held back by this relationship. You no longer have resentful feelings about what happened in the past. Even though it may still come up in your mind, because yeah, it may still come up, but you have to learn. You will have to fight those feelings because those feelings aren't going to get you anywhere. You're not going to be able to move forward if you continue to look back with resentment, or even if you just continue to look back. There has to be a point where you say, okay, I'm done looking back now. I'm about to look forward. I know what's behind me. I don't need to continue dwelling on that. So there's a feeling that you're coming out of that, and that you're going to be successful and victorious in being able to overcome that feeling of strife in your love life. All single Aries, who I bet y'all love being single. That's all right. So I pulled 4 cards for your for the month of March, all your single Aries. And what I got was the Tower reversed, um, also Temperance reversed, Death card reversed, and then the Devil card upright. So what does that mean for you, Aries? So the Tower reversed. The worst is behind you. You're moving out. And some of you guys might be moving out of the house. But for most of you guys are you're done with those feelings. It's come to a head. All the things that in the past, caused you a lot of heartache, it's coming to a head. And it's going to finally, you're releasing yourself of those. Some of you will dwell on that, but that's a choice. Remember, it's all about free will. So I can tell you, these are your options. These are your paths that you can take, but which path you take is up to you. So your option is to either dwell on it, to be overcome by it, and to be stuck, in this destructive mode. Or you can say, all right, I went through that. And you know what? I still look good at the end of this. And I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm going to heal myself and move forward. I have power in myself. I have power and confidence in what I can do. So this Tower moment, this moment that's going to happen between you and a particular other person, is not necessarily meant for you to blame the other person or basically say, okay, this person created this moment and I had to go through it because of this person. No, it's more so that you can see your power and your strength. Sometimes we have to have an experience in order to really show and prove who we are, what we're worth, and what we're capable of. So that moment that's going to happen in March, most likely in the beginning of March, is going to be a tremendous moment in your relationship, because it's going to really show you. It's for you, Aries. It's not for anybody else. And next we have Temperance reversed. And like I said before, that Tower moment, you can either choose to dwell on it and not heal from it, or if you do choose to say, okay, I move forward in my strength, then you will notice that your patience is going to get tested. Nothing comes easy. Love requires sacrifice. Anything that's real, that's worth it, that's valuable, that's, in the end is really, really good and beneficial, it's going to require sacrifice. And for you, Aries, you're going to have to sacrifice some time and energy. And you got to learn some patience, baby. We learn patience through suffering. Have you ever heard of that before? Yeah, it's true. So, suffering in style. Suffer in style. But just know that there's going to be a finale. You're not going to be stuck in this mode, in this feeling, in these moments, in this experience. There will be a finale. There will be a climax that, everyone has to go through a climax, right? In order to get to where you're trying to get, which is the end result, the whatever you are supposed to receive at the end of all of this. So, handle it with grace, as much grace as you can give it. Some of you guys will be so immersed into your work that your love life will suffer a little bit. Um, there might be some times when you get a little lonely or horny. For some of y'all, it's like, I don't want to be in a relationship. I like being by myself, but I do like companionship. I do like, that special someone around me to go have fun moments with and to definitely have some sex with. So prepare yourself to have that self-control, because temperament is not just about having patience. It's also about having control. Self-control is extremely important and for everyone. And that's going to be a test for you, Aries, all you single Aries. It's definitely going to be a test of your self-control and how can you handle just being to yourself, learning yourself and loving yourself. Um, as opposed to always needing to have just intimate moments with other people. Be intimate with yourself. Spend March, instead of trying to acquire, a relationship or trying to be with someone. It's kind of like a releasing another so that you can have a moment to bring fullness to your life, to make your life whole and complete on your own, to make yourself whole and complete, so that when you are ready to be in a true partnership, it won't be so hard, it won't be so difficult. There's always going to be obstacles, okay? And obstacles are not made to be easy, they're there to cause you to stumble. So for March, single Aries, take the time to prepare yourself to be in a relationship. Enjoy being single, though. Put your work effort in. It's really going to be a death to the old you and a renewing of the new you, the new confident you. You've always been confident, Aries, but it's going to be a little different this time around. And you'll notice it, you'll feel it. It's almost like you're like, whoa, like I really love myself. Like I really love myself. And when you really love yourself, that's when you start attracting, people who end up really loving you because they see that glow, they see that light. And of course, be cautious, because the last card that I pulled upright was the devil. And it says, be aware. So not only, of course, towards the end of the month, you're going to be so confident, you're going to be so self-loving, and you're going to be just radiating just love. So you're going to bring in and you're going to attract not only love that is good for you, or people who really love you back in return, truly love you back in return, but you're also going to attract some folks who, don't really love you. They see what they can get from you. They see someone who has something they want. So they're coming to kind of like be vampires and just suck that energy out of you. So be aware of that. Be aware that when you attract good, when you're shining so bright and you're a light in the darkness, guess what? You're going to attract people to you who had never noticed you before. And they're not always going to be there for your good. I know I'm rambling, I'm going, but it's really important because it keeps coming back to me like, hey, yo, be aware of this. Not everybody is coming in for your good, okay? So make sure you have your shield up, Aries. You still a fighter. You're still a warrior, okay? But know when to put your shield down for the right people, for the people who are really on your side and part of your clan. And, all the other folks, please, you can't penetrate this. This is only for those who love me as much as I love myself. Take on a little of that Leo spirit, Aries. definitely take that on. And the reason why I say that is because for the advice card that I pulled, um, I pulled the 10 for self, but it was reversed. So it means that overall, you have a choice, Aries. Your free will choice, there's only two paths. Either you can accept this new you, be strong in yourself, and be confident in yourself, and love yourself. Take the time during March to love thyself, to know thyself enough to love thyself and make yourself whole and complete and upright. Or you can do destructive things. You can make destructive decisions and choices that will end up turning your life upside down and causing you not to feel loved and causing you not to love yourself. Those are your choices. But you have the free will and you have the power to make the one that best works for you. And of course, I'm going to advise you to love yourself and to take that time to be with yourself. And that it's okay. You don't have to be with someone right now. You know, we don't all have to have that special someone for the whole duration of our lives. Sometimes we're meant to spend a season to ourselves. You know, have you taken that season, to be to yourself? If not, this is the month to do it. If so, if you've already done all that, then your message is that maybe there's some more work to be done. That maybe you are concentrating on a past love that can never be reacquainted again. For some of you, you have a past love that you really love, that they passed away. They're no longer on this earth, physically on this earth. But just know that they're here with you in spirit and that they want you to move forward. They don't want you to continue looking back. I don't know who that message was for, but it was for someone. So, just know that they don't want you to continue to dwell on the good times that were. They want you to move forward. They really do, because that's how much they love you. And they want you to love yourself enough to move forward from that. Okay, Aries, let me get to the couples. I'm so sorry. I stayed so long on the singles. I didn't mean to stay so long on the singles. And now I got a train going past. So, yeah, let me get to the couples. I'm going to shuffle real quick for you guys. For the Aries who are coupled, who have a significant other in a partnership right now with them, y'all cards flew out. So, whoop, that's all I gotta say. Y'all got some stuff going on. All right, so I have the fairy reverse, and it says change your perspective. So there may have been something that you and your partner just weren't seeing eye to eye. You guys are moving in the same direction, but you're not seeing eye to eye. It's like one person they got their head in the cloud. They're facing the same way you're facing, but their head's in the cloud and you're grounded. So it's like, wait, we got to come together, because it's actually okay for us to be, on different levels, but we're way too far apart where the communication isn't clear. It's almost like you're yelling down at the other person to be like, hey, yo, blah, 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 blah. I see this coming because I'm so high up here in the clouds. And then you're on the ground saying, I can't understand you. I can't hear you. You're too far up. And you're missing the warnings, basically. You're missing the message. You guys have to kind of like come together, like find a middle ground. Okay, you gotta find that middle ground so that communication is clear, because it's good that they can see further. They can see further down the road because they're higher up, so they can see further down, and that you can basically handle the ground level, handle what's going on the ground. You're already preparing, you're already getting stuff done, but you can't prepare for something that you don't even know what's coming. I hope I'm making sense, because it's almost like, I don't even know, like, how in medieval times, how they had the people who watched from the towers, and then they would tell the people below, okay, draw up the bridge because blah 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 is coming, or put the bridge down, the king is coming, shit like that. So it required good communication, good clear communication. I'm not giving good communication. I'm over here stuttering. Anyways, so you need to change your perspective, change possibly how you are viewing the situation, and try to find that middle ground, whatever it is. You have the power to do it. You actually are a natural born leader, so you can lead this relationship in the healthy direction. But it requires you to just change some things. Doesn't mean that you have to completely, totally, whatever the other person says, okay, fine, I'll do it. It doesn't mean that. But it does mean that there does need to be some changes in your communication style. How are you guys communicating to each other, so that you guys can work together as a team as opposed to working individually? Remember, you're partnered for a reason. Next is the Hermit reversed. Hey, it may require you to take some time to yourself to kind of withdraw, so that you can effectively change your perspective, because sometimes you can't necessarily see clearly or understand necessarily what's going on, because you got so much going on. It's too much going on. And so sometimes we have to slow down, take some time to ourselves, so that we can figure out the best way to pursue whatever we're trying to pursue. If you have too much going on, too much chaos, too much, tasks, too much responsibilities, too much duties, too much, sometimes you can make the wrong decisions, you know, because you're clouded. You're clouded and weighed down and boggled down. Your mind is boggled down by all the stuff that you have to do. So take that time to clear your mind, to be to yourself, withdraw. You're not totally saying, hey, yo, I'm done with this relationship. No, it's simply saying, hey, yo, I need this time to myself, so that I can come back and be the best person, the best partner that I can be for you. But I can't if it's just too much going on. I'm only human, right? But even with that, you being only human, you are magnificent and you are powerful, and you can do many, many great and mighty things, Aries. But just remember that we need to recharge sometimes, right? Okay. The spirit in us is mighty, but we have a physical vessel. This body can only do so much. We got to recharge. Next was Justice reversed. So please, Aries, take that time to yourself, so that you can have justice in this relationship. It does not mean that you guys will not be together, or will are not meant to be together, or something will happen. For some of you, yes, it does mean that. For some of you, this is a turning point in the relationship. This is a point in the relationship in which you realize that this isn't the best. This won't work for the both of you. And that's okay. Sometimes you have to take that time to yourself in order to understand that, hey, maybe we're better off as friends. Maybe we're better off as acquaintances. Maybe we're better off never talking to each other ever again. But you won't know until you take that time to yourself to really Figure out, what do you want out of life? What do you want out of this relationship? Do you even want to be in a relationship? Okay? But before you make that decision, wait. Wait and really think about it. Wait and really think about it. Because whatever your choice is, it's going to be final. So if you stay with that person, you're with that person. You're going to be with that person for a while. Okay? For a while. For a long time. But if you choose to say, you know what? It's best if we part ways, then know that that's the finale. That's the end. There won't be any more coming back. And it will be a completion of something. It was meant to happen. Either way, whether you stay with that person or you decide to say, you know what, this isn't going to work, it was meant to happen that way. So make sure that if you do decide to part ways with your partner, that you do it in a kind way, in an amicable way. You guys can still be okay. You guys can still be friendly towards each other. It doesn't have to necessarily mean that, it has to be a bad parting or a bad split. Sometimes it's good to part ways with love. Okay? And that's all right. That's essentially what the cards are saying, is that for one of you, it's going to be hard to change your perspective. It's going to be hard to change how you view that other person, because you've been with that person for so long, to the point where it's just like, you know what? This is who you are and you're not changing. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's how the person's feeling, whether it's you or the other person. And so because they're not going to change, they're not going to change their perspectives, someone is not going to go, it's not going to wait. They're going to say, you know what, I'm done. But that's okay. I don't feel any hurt, bad feelings. Like, I don't feel like it's going to be a really harsh breakup for some of you. I don't feel that way. I feel like you guys are going to be okay. You guys are going to work it out. That's beautiful. That really is. Some of you guys may be dealing with a fire sign. I see a lot of fire here. So some of you guys may be dealing with a fire sign and may have been with that person for 4 years, 4 months. It's been a while though. It hasn't been like, 4 weeks type of thing. But it's been a while. Yeah. Yeah, some of you guys, this is it. Yeah, for some of you guys, this is it. I'm sorry I took so long on that. I'm sorry, Aries. I'm just sitting here like, wow, like I don't want, I want everybody to be happy, but I have to give the message how I receive it. I can't give it to you how I want to give it to you, because if I did, then I'll be like, yeah, everybody be together and be happy. So anyways, it's going to take work. If you decide to stay with this person, and if they decide to stay with you, it's going to take work. It's not going to be easy. You guys are going to have to learn how to work together and how to balance your love life with your family life, with your career. And you're going to have to learn how to balance that and maybe even work together, on that. But it is going to require work. You guys are going to have to really put in the work. I mean, I can't stress that enough. It's not going to be easy, but it's possible. If you choose to go that route, it's definitely possible. But for those of you who are like, I'm cool, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to continue on. You can let it go. Spirit is saying, whatever you decide, you will be all right. You will be all right. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to have it be this long. But all in all, I love y'all. Love y'all, Aries. Y'all already know I love y'all. And till the next time, y'all, keep trailblazing on.